The sports card hobby has been growing quite rapidly around the world in recent decades, but sometimes the market price for cards in the US and the sheer number of card collectors there means that for many people living outside of the US market is still the best place to buy and sell cards. In this video, we're going to look at some of the best options available to you if you live outside of the US but want to buy and or sell sports cards in the US. Option number 1, ship my cards. If you live abroad and want to buy or sell cards in the US, you probably know that international shipping fees can often be prohibitively expensive. So if you buy and sell cards at least a decent volume, paying that high shipping fee for each and every card you purchase would get ridiculous fast if you were doing it from eBay. Plus, if you're selling a card on eBay and have to list a super expensive international shipping cost, or even just list that card as being shipped from somewhere far away, where it's going to have to take a journey through customs and take a really long time to get to the buyer, a lot of the US-based eBay people are likely to shy away from your card if there is any other option available to them, which there usually will be. Doing stuff internationally can just cause a lot of headaches that people just don't want to deal with. The service Ship My Cards offers is basically giving you a US address and a vault service to store your cards. As a buyer, this means you buy up a bunch of cards over days, weeks, months, years, or whatever, and instead of having each card individually shipped to yourself in your faraway land, you can have it shipped to your account in Ship My Cards vault. And then once you're ready to send them to yourself, you can do them all in one big batch. This means you only have to pay an expensive international shipping fee one time instead of a bunch of times for each card you bought. As a seller, it also means the same thing. You could send a stash of a bunch of your cards to Ship My Cards vault, list them up on eBay or Facebook groups or wherever, and then have the cards shipped from your Ship My Cards account to whoever the buyer is. It's a nice service they offer, though the fees are not too cheap, so you do have to calculate that in to see if it's worth it for you. You have to pay a $2 per card fee to get the card put into your account, and then you have to pay a $3 per card fee plus whatever the actual shipping cost is to have them sent to wherever you want them sent to, whether that be with a bunch of other cards to yourself with international shipping, or whether that be to the buyer who bought the card from you on eBay or Facebook or wherever. So basically that's a $5 fee per card altogether, which isn't cheap, but it is a lot cheaper per card than it'd be to have one card shipped internationally, at least in most cases. To get a card shipped from eBay to myself where I'm at now, I'd be looking at something closer to $20 for that one single card. So paying $5 per card can still save me a lot of money potentially, and it could for you too if you're living internationally. Option number 2, ComC. I personally don't use Ship My Cards, but that's mostly because ComC exists. For me, living internationally, I find ComC presents the best opportunity for me to deal with buying and selling cards without any sorts of frills or hassles. I can send in big stashes of hundreds of cards at a time, and though the international shipping fee is expensive, it's just a one-time fee. And if I'm spreading that shipping out over several hundred cards that I'm shipping at one time, it's actually a very small cost per card. Buying as well is much easier because I can just gradually get the cards I want to buy, and as long as I'm not buying cards that I need to have in hand anytime right away, I'm more than happy to keep those cards stored in the ComC vault and get it shipped to myself in a large shipment sometime down the road. Again, then paying for that international shipping fee is a lot, but if it's a one-time fee and I'm sending hundreds of cards together at once, it's not necessarily that expensive per card once you do all the calculating. Using ComC does mean that I am reliant on just the buyers and sellers that use that platform for the most part, but it's a very vibrant marketplace, so I'm generally okay with that. The fees ComC has aren't super low, but if you calculate it all in together, it's pretty similar to eBay, so they're manageable and reasonable. All in all, I really like ComC, and I like them more and more the more I'm using them. And as a seller, some people say you sell much faster on eBay, and that's probably true, but I'm still finding I'm selling between 0.5 to 1% of my inventory each day, which when I look at what most people are doing on eBay, it's really actually not that different. Option number 3, potentially eBay's vault service. Alright, I can't say much with this one, and I actually did just make a video recently that went through a bunch of my thoughts about this, so if you want to know more about this one, I'll link the video, because this one doesn't actually exist yet, but it's interesting. What I can say, even though I don't know much about this, I can say keep your eyes on what eBay's vault service is going to be. From what it seems, it could have a lot of the advantages of both Ship My Cards and ComC for us international people, plus potentially even a few additional perks like the ability to more seamlessly send cards to get graded, which is difficult to do internationally. But I don't know for sure what this eBay Vault thing is really going to look like, so we'll have to wait and find out later what this becomes. The vision of it can be super interesting though for those of us who are living internationally. Option number 4, consignment services. This is for selling, maybe not for buying. There are a lot of consignment services out there that will sell your cards for you and take a certain percentage and/or per card fee. Now, I haven't done this myself, so I don't have any specific consignor to recommend or anything like that, but a consignment service could be a relatively hassle-free way to sell cards in the US. You could send in a big stash of cards and have the consignor sell it for you. Then you've only had to pay the expensive international shipping fee once to get your stash of cards there. And you don't have to pay a separate international shipping fee for each individual card. When you consider that, then the consignment service fee feels like a better potential option than it might sound otherwise. What about you? Do you have any other methods that you find to be helpful for buying and selling sports cards in the US if you live abroad? Let us know in the comments below.